Hello everybody, my name is Isaiah Jensen. I just wanted to share with you my experience with kangaroo water. So before we found out about it, I was diagnosed with autism, which is the same way as saying I suffer from mitochondrial dysfunction. It affects the way you communicate and to socialize with other people. Now, whenever I interact with people, I tend to say the wrong thing, I tend to stay completely silent, and usually that makes the whole situation seem more awkward than it needs to be. And that seems to build up confusion, embarrassment, and insecurity inside of me. And it actually feels painful, like I'm incapable of interacting with people. And I used to push myself down because of it. And the only way to escape that feeling is if I isolated myself, being alone from society. And actually it's gotten too much, way out of control that I didn't want to hang out with my own family. And I felt as upsetting, though, and I wanted to hang out with my family, but I couldn't express myself. I had words that were so stuck inside of me that I couldn't get out. So that's why I couldn't get out to reach out to my family, because how it was all in my brain and I couldn't process what to say. And that's how autism really works. Until we found out about kangaroo water. At first, nothing happened, but when days turned to weeks, I started noticing some significant changes. Like, for example, I walked up to my dad saying, "How was his day at work?" And he was surprised because I never said that to him ever since I was his son. And he started to tear up a little bit too. And same thing with my mom. And we started drinking it more and more, and then I started breaking out in these heavy metal pustules, like blackheads, all around my neck and my lymph nodes, which actually came from my brain. And an important fact is that autistic people tend to have a harder time detoxifying waste that they've eaten, or stuff that isn't useful to the body. However, our kidneys have nothing to do with it. It doesn't know how, so it tends to just recirculate. And once it does that, it keeps recirculating over and over until it has to absorb into something. And that can actually be really dangerous, or it can actually make your autistic disorder get stronger. Like how it did because I've had autism all my life, though we never knew about it until recently. And then once my mom took those out, my thinking and speech was more clear. I was hanging out more. I was starting the conversation, which is new to me because I was more the silent type, and now I can't keep my mouth shut. So, but the most enlightening, the most significant and amazing thing that I would like to share on why this water can change lives and how it changed mine is when my mom and I were driving to Justin's store to do a demo, and Mom asked me these two questions. The two questions that I'll never forget. She first told me, "What did I feel before kangaroo water?" And I said, "I felt stuck. Like I was a prisoner in my own mind. Every time I tried to reach out to the family, I was always pulled back in. Like I couldn't express myself. And I had nothing to do. I was like a slave in my own mind. I was inside. I was stuck. I was trying to get out." And then she said, what do I feel now with kangaroo water?" And this is the first thing that came to my mind, and I meant it. I said, "I feel free. Like God has opened the floodgates, and now I am a completely different person. And now I'm talking to people. I'm doing testimonies that I thought I would never see the day of. I'm now in college. I'm getting straight A's in my classes, which I usually get D's and F's because I usually had harder time studying. But now this water has actually helped me to clear out all that waste, and now I feel more confident. I feel more self-reliant. I'm actually cooking my own meals. Mom says I make now the best cornbread that she's ever tasted." Which is, I usually cook, whenever I try to cook it, usually the food tastes bad because I'm either doing it wrong, Or if I look up at a recipe, I'm like, I'm gonna do this tomorrow, and I don't do it. So this water has helped bring up my self-reliance and my confidence. It helped me actually approach strangers to be in conversations. And it's made me want to hang out more. It wanted me to actually hang with my family more. So many of my family is like still wondering if this is who I am now. Like, is this who they grew up to be? And actually, my most emotional time is when my mom said she literally met me for the first time in January this year.
Wow.
So thank you all for listening to me. This water has given me more value than a car, a house. It has given me a new grasp at life, and I have to thank God for it. Thank you so much for listening. This is Isaiah Jensen.
Thank you, Isaiah. Awesome.